One of the things that we're going to be looking at as a matter of urgency when we have this reps meeting is what we do about the flexi credits, because that is now for us a primary concern. It looks like the other issues we've managed to sort of bottom out apart from the annual leave. So that is going to be a massive issue for us, and we need to look quite carefully at how we handle that. As of yet, I haven't had confirmation from policy that CSEP are definitely going to bring that in. The meeting that took place on the 12th was a consultation meeting between the various different departments in CSEP, and I'm waiting for information about whether that's definitely going to be the case. Certainly the view that we gave to the official side was no, we're not happy with it, and I'm pretty sure that that would have been reflected to CSEP, but it depends on what their decision is. If they come back to us and say, yep, we're going ahead with it, nobody will get flexi credits, unless we invoke the major travel disruption plan, which we've already been told by the department they won't introduce because it is not unforeseen circumstances. We know that the Olympics happening and we can plan around it. So ultimately people won't get flexi credits. If that does happen, then we have got to think very long and hard as a union about what we do about that. And what we expect members to do, but I think we've got it on the books, we've got it to look at, but let's wait and see what happens as a result of the CSEP consultation with departments and whether it's actually going to happen yet.
I'll just comment on that as well. This is again about there has to be a little bit of education for management in this as well. And coming in at 7:30 working till 8, no, I hope that's absolutely not the case unless you choose that's what's best for you. We would say if you came in at 7:30, go at 3. But this is the sitting down with management and management having to understand we will be working in a flexible manner, different to the norm. This is a cultural change, and it's going to need some education at all levels, and management have got to understand there's going to be change as well.
There was a rush of hands around at the same time. but Ella and Jenny.
Yeah, no, I just want to raise this point about this building in particular. Because we've been told locally that management are going to extend the opening hours, so now we're going to be opening from 6 in the morning till 8 in the evening. Now, one of the questions that we've been raising locally is, how can we guarantee the safety and security of the building? Will building management be able to get their own staff in to ensure our health and safety? Management have still got to come back to us on that question. But this survey they carried out on the other buildings, I'm wondering if you shouldn't also carry out that same survey here. Because we're such a densely populated office, because we've got so many lower grades, and there's a lot of our civil servants that do live in East London. I live in Forest Gate myself, and to be honest with you, I think it's going to be a personal nightmare for me, trying to abide by these timescales that we've got to adhere to, though I've been able to come in and to go home. So I wouldn't mind that survey applying to us as well, because we're going to need to collate our own local statistics for how our members are going to suffer during that period. And I'm also wondering what we can do locally to put pressure in order to try and get these flexi credits put into practice, because I'm not sure what the argument is why management are refusing to allow this. I know that the business is going to be financially compensated for their own problems during the Olympics. So why are they taking such a relaxed attitude with business and taking such a hard line with us? I do not know, but my only thought is at the moment, can we get a member's petition up? Can we take some form of, I don't know, to be honest with you. But
on the operational side of it, we are meeting with Mapley and the other building management depending which location we're in, and it's with them that we're having discussions on if it's possible to open buildings at longer times, if there's a demand for it. If there's no demand in a building for it, then we obviously won't be proposing it. And if it is possible for us to do it and it's manageable, then we're doing it in conjunction with them. So in terms of the way the building would be managed would be the same as it is during normal working hours. So that is something we're meeting with them and discussing with them at the moment.
I mean, I've written down petition. I mean, that's one of the things that we'll look at when we have our reps meeting. I personally don't understand why they're being so hardline on this. We are not saying that this is just an excuse for people to work short days and then claim the credit back from the department. Clearly, there's a huge amount of planning that's gone into making sure that where people can avoid disruption and ease the pain for themselves and the business, they will do that. But as I said earlier, you know, there is unforeseen circumstances. You know, if the tube strike goes ahead, if you know, the driver of your train doesn't turn up that morning, or there's a signal failure, or the bus breaks down, you know, all of these things, you know, which would cause a delay under normal circumstances, but could cause a huge delay given the extra amount of people involved. All of these things throw everything out the window, and surely that must be a situation where management would say, this is outside of your control, you should not be penalised, you should not suffer a detriment because of something that's outside of your control. And you know, it may be, and I know I fully suspect that you know, HMRC share the same concerns as we do, and that you know, this is something that's come from the Cabinet Office, which is why we need to get the National Union to get involved in this and you know, see what's going on. But I suspect that, you know, HMRC managers are just as frustrated as we are, the fact that, you know, this discretion's been taken out of their control, been taken away from them, and they're having to abide by this diktat from on high. But as I say, you know, we're going to have you know, a long discussion at that meeting around what we can do. Everything's on the table at the moment. I'd you know, be interested to hear whatever people's views are around what we can do to put pressure on to get that changed.
Can I also say that the Euston Tower were fully involved in the survey?
Really?
Yeah.
What test when they were coming in early?
No, we didn't do the test. No, we did the survey. The test was done on the 3 buildings.
Well, that's what I'm wondering about.
I'd love to. I mean, you know,
to be honest, we can zero the local statistics ourselves to see for our local negotiation.
I'd certainly take back the Euston Tower. We'd like to run the test week. And that's yeah, I mean, certainly something we can look at.
Janet, finally. I mean, an awful lot of what's been taken away from, but what was quite interesting when you said the period was for such a longer time than I thought, because I thought it was just the actual Olympic period, so the weeks and the middle bit wasn't included, which now makes it even worse, because although, and I don't think I'm unique in probably thinking, I think a lot of other people believe that the 50% reduction and all the travelling, etc., will only really be what we've committed to the Olympic weeks, the Paralympics and the Olympics at the beginning. And people are getting concerned. I know managers are concerned because no one can actually answer us. So you want us to be empowered to actually try and assist, but we're not getting the same response. So maybe suggesting that managers, not just immediate managers, but everybody takes this Olympic view and try and work collectively together, because I don't think that's necessarily what's happening. And again, I agree, maybe we need to find out who on the NEC is supposed to be looking after this, because really it's round the corner. We can't keep waiting and waiting. Who do we need to make decisions now? You're asking us to make decisions, and we can only make them to a certain point. And an awful lot of it is around flexi credits or credits for coming in late. We know it's going to take us longer, so what's the solution? So what is on offer for us to assist us? By travelling a different route would not necessarily make a slight bit difference from what we're doing. Yeah, so all I'm saying is I'm agreeing with you, but for us to assist, we need more information now, because July is around the corner.
I think you're right actually on the dates. There was a lot of different opinions on that from a lot of different people. And in fact, Karen and I were at an event a couple of weeks ago where the Canary Wharf group said they're only considering the 10 days of the actual Olympic Games. That's all they're considering. I personally believe that, again, just based on looking at other Olympics and sporting events, that the torch week will vary depending on where it is and what's happening. And I think there'll be some days when it comes near Buckingham Palace or something where there probably will be 1 million people out watching it, like there is on the marathon. I think that week will be an educational one for us. It will show the potential problems that come. I then think the week after, particularly that Friday, The games opens on Friday the 27th. The Friday after is the only day where you've got athletics, swimming, and everything happening on one day. So you're looking at 600,000 extra journeys, I think, on that one day. So I think that day will be very, very busy. Then the second week will be busy, but I think then we'll have the 2 week lull. I think there will be a lull down again, and then the Paralympics come, it will build up again. Probably not to the same extent as the Olympics, but there will be a second week. And of course, the Paralympics ends when children are back at school. So again, there's a third change there as well. So I think that all the way through, things will change.
Right, we are rapidly approaching half past. I can see there were a lot more hands up earlier, but I don't think we've got time to get more questions now. If there's anything else that anyone wants to ask, let us know over here. You can do it on the internet forum, it's on the website, or just speak directly to a rep and we'll pass them on.
David, if they come through yourself and then you pass them on to me a collective amount of questions, we'll do our best to respond.
No, I suppose we should just say this isn't like the one and only meeting that we're going to be having, because basically I was just trying to gather information at the moment, though, so we are going to be having further meetings around this issue.
Yeah.